Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring Neolithic characters. Today's character is Chu. Okay, simplified traditional again looks the same, probably because it came from long time ago, Neolithic age supposedly, stay with us within our language for a long time, so no change. Or it could be already extremely simple. It cannot be further simplified. So in the 1958 Chinese language simplification process that convert traditional into simplified, there was nothing done to this particular character. True. It looks like two parts, right? We have recently talked about farm field a lot, talking about plotting, talking about borderlines of the farm plots. And today it's something related to the farmland again, but it's livestock. And just by the creation of the Chinese concept of livestock related to farm field, that you can almost see that domesticated animals in the farming activity, how integrated it is, that we use a farm field as one part of actually at the bottom as one part to forming this idea of livestock and how to express this in life or it's related to farmland. We use this xuan character. And according to some scholars, they say, okay, this looks like the nostrils of the ox that we're going to harness them to control where they move, right? Give the direction. But also, this could be a character that's related to I guess it's more metaphysical world with this two circles connected by one connector between the two circles. It's almost became an abstract icon, especially like this. The top circle have pointing upward. It's almost like all the way pointing toward the sky and punctuating of this supposedly our biosphere thing. So there is, even if we humans living on Earth and the circles could symbolize human populations or human babies. We have human babies, two circles can almost like look like a dumbbell, two circles connected by one bar. But it could also mean the whole population where on a string together, somehow we're all related. And between the two human entities, there is this further line pointing upward. That's like between human and the superhuman or our environment out there. There is this connection. And this what's connected to that, instead of using a circle to symbolize ourselves, right? Our entity as an individual or society, collective, that this bigger covering, this environmental, all covering thing that we're connecting with, that's become metaphysical. It becomes like we are aware ourselves as an individual, that circle, we're aware of a relationship of different societies or individuals connecting to each other, but we're also aware that we are connecting to our environment in a certain way. Either is a religion or, the local legends or however we create a storytelling to explain our relationship with the world around us that's beyond the human society, human population. So this became that abstract concept. Xuan, it kind of means this metaphysical or mysterious or something unexplainable. And then you would say, okay, this metaphysical with the farm field. It doesn't make sense how that's such a concrete thing. That's livestock for us. Okay, there's another meaning eventually extended from that metaphysical thing. It's the color of ancient practice when we're trying to dye fabrics. We would have spools of thread, I guess, bundled together, put up on a thread, and then dip. like you can almost view this top line as the dipping pool of dye, and then you dip this spool of thread into this dyeing container, and this dyeing thread that this spool of fabrics, textile that are trying to dye, um, that hanging on the thread of this used as the binding thing to keep everything in order when you dip it into your dye. That particular thread is a color of black with red in it. So black and red is kind of mysterious combination as well, right? So that paired this dyeing practice of this thread, or what's the better word to use it? Okay, I would imagine it came in a thread form, but it probably there is a better term in English to explain what that is. But it's the practice for dyeing, right? So this thread for dyeing purpose um, often came in the black and red color paired with farm field, that you can almost see what is black and red. This dark color, I guess, is a kind of dark color that's probably commonly seen on the ox um, or other livestock that symbolize, okay, if it's a black and with the red tone tint in it, it's not anything edible, right? So when you pair that color with farm field, it's easier for the first timer of seeing this eyeball, this icons combination to understand or to deduce that when you have that kind of color paired with the farm field, we're not talking about any vegetation. So we're talking about livestock. We're talking about most likely the things that does have this black with tint of red kind of color tone on them, which is livestock, that they work and live closely to the farm field. That's why they have the farm field at the bottom. Okay, that's true. Long-winded explanation. Okay, 牲畜 and 畜生, two very common expressions in Chinese. 牲畜 simply is our way to say animal, livestock. I mean, it's almost like a non-brainer. Of course, livestock, they are animals. They are domesticated animals. But we pair this animal with livestock to further indicate that it's not any other kind of livestock, it's this animal livestock. I mean, we don't have human livestock, do we? I mean, if we have human livestock, that would be slaves. Not sure if this character was created based on another category possibly existing of what considered as livestock. But we do have 牲畜, and 牲, this animal actually used as humans, not human, animal sacrifice in our ancient societies' effort to communicate with the divinity. That animal sacrifice was often used. And so this came from that to symbolize that's the type of animal, I guess. For the animal to become an animal sacrifice, there gotta be some criteria. You cannot just use anything, right? So I guess lamb was commonly used, and over here in this symbol, it has actually an ox with the life, the living thing, living ox, and that was used as the animal sacrifice, and that paired with livestock is simply a Chinese way to say livestock and double terms to make sure there's no confusion. 畜生, when this two sound, the first one is 生畜. Now, when we say 畜生, same sound, flipped in order, but different characters. Here, the 生, we get rid of this ox symbol with only 生 means life, also means give birth. So here, livestock born or give birth to means this is definitely not human. This is the lineage of born by a livestock. So when we use that term, livestock born 畜生 on a human, it's dehumanizing that human, downgrading that human to a livestock. So when we say 畜生, it's almost like a pretty harsh term on a human to say that human behaved, but because that human behaved unhumanly, and therefore categorize that human to 畜生, to somebody who is so degraded that it belongs to the same category as livestock, as if they are born by a livestock. All right, 人畜无害, human, livestock, 无害, no harm. So this is to describe a type of, I guess, product or service or a person that appears to causing no harm to humans or livestock alike. So this 人畜无害 almost sometimes I guess oftentimes came with a surprise in the end. It's like appears somebody or something appeared causing no harm is actually quite harmful. So there would be this twist of plot at the end. But at the beginning, would say so and so, such and such is 人畜无害. Seems like harmless. It's simply a Chinese way to say harmless. All right, so that's true livestock. Thank you for your time. See you another day.